John Myers and Lucia, they met at the law firm, and then he became a test pilot
All right.
for Lockheed. That was unusual to be an attorney that wanted to be the test pilot, I think.
Oh yeah, he just was interested in flying, and that was one of the conditions he made if they would let him be the pilot, be the attorney for Lockheed. He on condition that he could fly test pilot. That's where he started.
Now his wife, did she ever get scared about him being a pilot, a test
I
pilot?
don't think so.
It was part of the deal, huh?
She was used to his first love was flying.
And he did all those first flights, which is, you have to have a little courage.
That's right.
Now you got to know him over the years pretty closely. You guys knew each other for 75 years.
No.
How many years do you think you knew him, probably?
How many years did I know him?
Yeah.
That was when I met him at his wife, and that was 1930. Four about.
1934. Wow. Can you talk about his character? Was he a man of integrity? I heard that he was a man that had friends for life.
Absolutely. He was, first name would be integrity, and honest and straightforward.
How do you think he's going to be remembered?
Well, we have a birthday party for him every year, just because we want to remember him. And these are comments I made at the last time we met. I said that this is in celebration of the life of John Myers. And some years ago, my name is Russell Smith. I'm glad to join the celebration of the life of John Myers. Proud to say that Johnny Myers was my friend for many years. Met him through his wife, Lucia, a college classmate. As she left us, he had spent many hours of great heart. And then his son, Lou, once gave an address to Sunset Club on the Fun to Fly. And Lou died, by the way. And his, many of you had the opportunity, I did, to fly with John. If you asked John how many different planes he had flown, his answer was, gee, I don't know, maybe 100. Or you might have asked him how many hours he had. His reply again was, gee, I don't know, I stopped counting years ago. He flew solely for the joy of being in the air. Why else would anyone fly several times a week or even daily for 56 years? It was pleasure you have viewed all the things the man could do. From his fun of flying, his life grew great. And now and then it's time for us to celebrate. Let us praise the memory of his life, that no matter how we do it, he won't really know about it. He won't even know how many flowers we have spread upon our Johnny Myers. And that was my tribute to Johnny.
He had a pretty good sense of humor.
Great sense of humor. Yeah.
A lot of people, regular people, don't know much about John Myers, but when you talk to somebody that's an aviator, they all know him.
Yeah.
They looked up to him.
Very true.
He was in a few crashes over the years.
Mm-hmm.
A bad one up there in Merced.
Yeah, I wrote him a letter at the time. I think my letter's here. But he had a reputation during the war, and one of his test pilots, you maybe heard the story, about he was Lindbergh was one of his flying with him as assistant, but just flying in one of the new planes that Lindbergh wanted to fly in. So Johnny was the pilot, and they got into a tight situation, and Johnny had to pull a plane up and get it out of the way of another plane. And Lindbergh was quoted said, "Well, John Myers, he saved my life." And John says, "Hell, I was saving my own, not his."
Now he was a member of a lot of clubs, like the Sunset Club, and then he was a member of the country clubs and Conquistadors and the Bohemian. He was a man's man, wasn't he?
Exactly right. Yeah, you mentioned well, you've already mentioned
Conquistadors and the Bohemian.
The Bohemian is where I was with him several times. In his group there, I forgot the name of it too, but anyway, he was very highly regarded by all of his friends.
Now, after he did the test pilot days, he went into his own business, Pacific Aero.
Oh yes, Pacific Aero fight.
He did that
down in Long Beach, and he had just a place to where he reported. He went there for every day.
Then he got into helicopters for a while.
I don't know about that. Oh, he owned his helicopter up at his ranch. I was up there with him, and he had the helicopter flying us around his property there.
I've heard that he liked to fly fast. He liked to drive cars, and he liked boats too. Is that right?
Oh yeah, yeah. He was very much so.
You and him got to be good friends for many years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any special memories of him and you together?
Well, I've hit on pretty closely here as we've been talking, so I don't have anything to add to that, I don't believe.
He's one of those guys that people had, once you became a friend though, you guys knew each other for a while. Very few people have friends for 50 years like he does, it seems like.
That's right. Well, he and I sat together, as I mentioned, at the Sunset Club. Because of our ages, we were the oldest members of the club, and he was he was about 95 at the time, and I was 90. But anyway, I'm 95 now, and he died about 98. And there's a measure of the distance between us.
Now you saw him on his last day, too, I think.
That Sunset Club that night, I had dinner with him. And he went home and died quietly. I think he died in sleep. So that was the last time he was around.
Now the Sunset Club, is that something that's been around a long time? Did you guys join back
That's
in the
the
50s?
Sunset Club has been organized in Los Angeles. It's been around, I forgot how many years.
So you guys would go have lunch there once a week or something like that?
No, it was dinner.
Dinner. Yeah, Peter took us to the office where you guys sat. He showed us where you sat next to each other, you and John. That was pretty neat.
Yeah. Can't read that. 1895
100 years, well, over 100 years.
was the founding of Sunset Club, and this is it. And John Myers, I don't think is listed now.
Now, John took it pretty hard when his wife passed away, I heard.
Oh, yes. So I say he and I spent a lot of time, because I was the only one that knew Lucia as well as he. So we spent a lot of time
Now she was a beautiful woman, that's what I heard.
Oh yeah, she was a beautiful gal.